Sasha, a first-time caller out of Australia. Australia. Sasha, thank you for calling. You're on the air.
Hello, Jesse. How are you, sir?
All is well. How you doing?
I'm okay. I want to thank you very much for having me and for all the great work you do and for just approaching everyone you have on your show with love and even your enemies. You know, it's really inspirational character for me to pay attention to. I thank you so much.
You're welcome, man. You're absolutely welcome. I am supposed to be, and I don't know, they're working on the schedule right now, but I'm supposed to go to be in Australia in April of this year.
That would be amazing. That would be amazing.
So make sure you're on our mailing list, our email list and the mailing list or something so that you can be notified. Maybe I can get a chance to meet you while I'm giving a talk there.
I look forward to it, Jesse. Yeah, certainly.
All right. Go ahead.
Well, this is a bit of an important call for me, although I'll keep it short. I don't want to take too much of your time, but it's an important subject to me.
Okay.
In regards to forgiving my father, which obviously I've been listening to you for about a year, and I understand that's one of your main points. I mean, if I could take away one point from you, it would be basically that. You know, think about forgiving your family and returning to what's right. And
yes.
But I've got a bit of a problem with that because, I called up using my real name, so I want to keep things kind of vague if I can at first, but I'm willing to be honest as well. I think that's important.
Okay.
My father separated when I was about 12 or 13. He left my mother and they broke up. And I realized later in life, I was informed later in life when I was about 18 that it's because he sexually abused someone else in the family. And that's what I don't want to say who
right
now, basically.
Okay.
It wasn't me.
Right.
It wasn't me and it wasn't my mother, but someone else in the family. And I associate my father with evil, and I feel that the best I can do to forgive him is to not feel anger, which I don't. I don't live with anger and resentment, but I do not want to reconnect with him, and I haven't reconnected with him in about 7 years or so. And I'm pretty lost in terms of those feelings, and I just want to know if I'm on the right path in terms of not feeling resentment, but also not wanting to reconnect with him.
No, you're not on the right path. Who told you that he did that?
I first sort of overread an email, and then the victim. So I had a clue that it happened, and then the victim told me in person, and that victim is the real resentment, the real trouble I had with it is that the victim is a mess, has not recovered from it this day, and I do believe the victim.
Sasha, my best advice to you: never, ever, ever, never, ever, ever, ever believe what someone tells you about another person, and especially about your father, because first of all, it's wrong to do that. They should have never told you that. And so you can't trust a person that would tell you that. And then secondly, once they told you that, you should have gone to your father and asked him, is that true or not? That's why God said if you have an issue with someone, you should go to them. And the person who told you that should, if that did happen, let's say it did happen, they should have gone to your father with it and forgiven him, find out why, and forgiven him so that they can be free from it. And secondly, they set you up to hate your father, and now you're suffering, and your father's never done anything to you. And it is, that's why I tell people don't believe their mothers when they tell them things about their fathers, because the mothers are turning them away. The father didn't do it to the children. Even if that did happen, it didn't happen to you. And you should go to your father and find out why he did it, if he did it, and why, so you can forgive him. And that way, it doesn't mean you got to hang out with him if he did do it, but don't hate him for it, so that through the Father, you can return to God. There is no other way to have perfect peace unless you forgive your father, because the man represent God. Men represent God on earth. They are his representation. They're the sons of God. And if you hate the Son, you got to hate the Father. And so you're wrong for hating your father without knowing the truth from him. And don't trust the person that told you that. They may even be telling you the truth, but why did they tell you and not go to the Father and forgive him? Tell him and forgive him. God said, go to the person and forgive. Don't go and gossip about the person. And you shouldn't believe that, because that person that told you that, they're going to tell someone else a lie about you or something about you.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Well,
And now you're suffering.
Yeah.
So what?
That gives me a lot to think about.
And now you're suffering for no reason, only because you judged your father based on what someone else said about him. That's not right. And that's why you're suffering, because you have done the wrong thing. You believe what someone else said, and you didn't go and ask the person, is that true? People will lie, man. They will lie. And even if they are telling the truth, they will not forgive, and they'll set you up to live the same miserable life that they're living. And that's what you're doing. It didn't happen to you, if it happened at all. It happened to that person, and it's on that person. It's that person's responsibility to forgive or suffer by not forgiving.
Yeah,
And
right.
what do you think about that?
Yeah, well, it gives. On the root level, I agree with it, that I should have the guts to approach him.
Yeah.
And there is also some other evidence, I would say, from other people, but also from what I did know about him, that suggests to me that it's probably true. But,
Don't do
but
a
even still, like you said,
yeah, that's right. Go to your father.
Yeah, like it's important that. Yeah.
And even
Yeah,
if he did do it, let's say you went to your father, he said, yes, son, I did that. You still forgive him so that God will forgive you, and you will still have a good life. Forgiving doesn't mean that you have to hang out with him, you have to live with him, but you must not hate him if you want to be free.
Yeah, that sounds good, and that's basically how I've tried to approach my life without hate, because I understand that's only going to be a distraction. It's only going to hurt me.
Yes.
So even without talking to him, this experience has made me really think about love and hate and forgiveness. But again, I see you as sort of a central voice for this topic, and so that's why I wanted to call in. And thank you very much for your time, Jesse.
You're welcome. But listen, if someone come and tell you something about another person, you ask them, well, did you go and forgive that person? Because people do things to one another because they can't help it. They're in a fallen state. They're angry. They have judged someone else or themselves. And so it's not them who is doing that. It's the spirit that made a home in them. And you forgive them so God can forgive you. And then you can move on with your life. It doesn't mean you got to hang out. But you're absolutely wrong for taking someone else's word about another person. You must go to that person. If it's so important to you, go to them and ask them about it. And if they say yes, they're guilty, you still forgive them and then go your way, because they cannot help it. People literally cannot help themselves. It's a spirit. It's an evil spirit. It's the nature of Satan that's made a home in them, and it makes them do things that they would not ordinarily do. It's not normal to do that to people, but they can't help it. But if you forgive, then your life would be great, and your children's life would be great, your wife's life would be great, but you're not going to have a great life as long as you judge your fellow man or woman.
Yeah, okay. Thank you very much for the advice, Jesse.
Will you let me know how it goes once you talk to your father?
Okay, yes, I will. And I look forward to meeting you in Australia if I get a chance. Yeah.
I would love that, man. But never, from this day forward, Sasha, never take another person's word when they whisper behind their back about them to you. They cannot be trusted, because they'll do it to other people, and it's been done to you. If you take on that kind of lifestyle with them, they will turn on you as well.
Okay.
All right, but I wish you well.
You too, Jesse.
All
Thank
right.
you very much. Enjoy your day.
You too. Call me again. Amazing. All the way out of Australia. Heard around the world by everybody and their mama. Y'all better wake up, folks. There is a good and an evil happening. Evil's trying to win, and it works through people.